Today I fucked up by sucking my wife's tit on a Zoom meeting. Title says it all. I was on an unscheduled Zoom with me and my 2 other coworkers and my manager. We were trying to troubleshoot email issues, and after 30 or so minutes my manager told us to go back to our work and he'd let us know when he was done talking to IT so we could see if it was fixed. We all stayed on Zoom though. After going through some work, my wife came up to me and started talking to me and I completely forgot my Zoom meeting was going on. After talking about what we wanted to do that weekend, all unmuted but nobody said anything, she lifted up her shirt and fed me her tits while I went back and forth and licked both of them in full and plain view of my camera. After about 1 minute I hear my name being called by my manager. I panic and remember the Zoom is still on. Open the window and shortly apologize, and my wife runs out of the room in her own panic. Now I am being called from HR and the director telling me they'd like to move past it, but I'll likely lose my work from home privilege and have to commute to work every day now. 40 minutes drive each way. My coworkers are cool and laughed about it. But I feel my professional reputation may never recover and I think I'll need to find a new job to escape this embarrassment. And #X200B. TLR, my wife flashed my coworkers and I sucked on her tits when I forgot a Zoom meeting was going on in the background. Now likely losing work from home benefit and have extreme embarrassment with my coworkers. Here's what you do. Go to meeting with HR and deadpan say, "In my contract it states I am entitled to a 45 million lunch break. My diet doesn't concern you. Was that wrong? Should I not have done that? I tell ya, I gotta plead ignorance on this thing because if anyone had said anything to me at all when I first started here, that sort of thing was frowned upon. You know, 'cause I worked in a lot of offices, and I tell ya, people do that all the time." The FU was not closing the Zoom meeting the instant your manager told you to go back to work. I do staffing for a living. Trust me, if you are even halfway decent at your job, they might posture and try to do something about this, but you will not be fired. You can keep your work from home, just stay strong. Keep sucking those tits, they won't let you go. Say something like, "Why didn't my manager intervene sooner?" Waiting just enough to seeing full frontal of my wife. Professional courtesy would stop the interaction before it got too intimate. As OP's coworker, I too regret that he is losing his work from home privileges. Perfect 5/7 would Zoom again. I was in a Zoom meeting with 20 or so coworkers. About halfway in, one dude stood up to get some more coffee. He was buck naked. Full frontal. Most people had cameras off, so I guess he thought his was too. I'd probably just go balls forward and be like, everyone makes mistakes. If you try to remove my WFH, I'm going to seek other employment, as I obviously value my family time, lol. But seriously, take no shit with the way the labor market is. Hell, you might even be able to get a raise for multitasking. Today I fucked up by trying to relieve myself in my university's toilet. So I'm in the middle of a university class, trying my best to focus but not really getting much success on that front. The reason being that I, being a young guy, was unfortunately a bit too excited at the time. And SNCEI wasn't too keen on walking around with a bulge in my pants. I went to the toilet so that I could relieve the tension a bit and get back to normal. Then, I hear some asshole walking in, and naturally I stop doing it until he's gone. Problem is, once that douchebag finished his business and realized that I was on foot inside one of the stalls for a bit too long, he started to try and figure out what I was doing, like he's fucking Faplock Holmes or something. He even went to the neighboring stall and climbed up the toilet seat, middle school style. After a few minutes the little shit finally left and I was with a deep longing to break his nose on the nearest school desk. Why the hell would someone do this? Just pisses me off. Now I know that rumors are gonna start popping up even though there was no proof, and I doubt anyone's gonna care even if I deny everything about it. What really grinds my gears though is the fact that now I know someone was enough of a piece of garbage to go to such lengths for this shit. Too long did not read. I went to relieve my tension in my university's toilet and some faptective entered and stuck around for a few minutes investigating what I was doing. Now I'm just waiting for the inevitable rumors. You know you have reached rock bottom when you only jerk off on company time, at a construction site and in a shithouse in sweltering 120-degree heat surrounded by dozens of other people hard at work. Sometimes you just gotta rub one out and to hell with the location. I was an expert at getting paid to jerk off. At least 3 times a week. Okay, Faplock Holmes made me laugh. But yeah, this should be a lesson that you shouldn't have had to live and learn. But I guess you do not do this in a public place because you can get caught. Maybe he wanted to swallow for you. Reminds me of a buddy in the army. He would jerk off anywhere. Even when we deployed to the Stan, he would jerk off in the only porta-shitter at the ECP gate. Those shitters get pretty bad in the hot sun. LMAO good times. I wouldn't worry bro. Life's way too short to care what a bunch of snot-nosed kids say or think. While I agree that the situation was pretty creepy, and think that if the person was worried, they should have verbally checked on you. But it is possible that the other person was trying to see if you were doing heroin or passed out on the toilet. In my industry, we have to check on most of our individuals if they have been in the bathroom more than 15 minutes. A company I was with 15 years ago neglected to do this, and it ended up that the individual had died on the toilet and no one checked for 45 minutes. Multiple jobs were lost. Oddly enough, I've once taken a crap at work and noticed someone standing for a long time. Wondered and couldn't think of any reason other than the guy must be pee shy. Didn't know fapping was a possibility until I read this. You're in college and some grown man is peeking over the stall? If he tries to start rumors, just ask everyone why he was peeking over in the first place. Who TF cares about someone flinging the rope when there's an even bigger weirdo trying to look at guys on the shitter?